A groom stands before his bride. He wears a white tuxedo. Guests watch quietly. Photographs are taken. Rings are exchanged. Vows are spoken. It looks like an ordinary wedding, except for one detail. The bride does not exist. She has no physical body, no passport, no legal identity, no heartbeat. She is a virtual idol, a fictional character, yet the wedding is real, the ceremony is real, the emotions are real, and for the groom, the love is real. In 2018, a Japanese man named Akihiko Kondo held a formal wedding ceremony with Hatsune Miku, one of the world's most famous virtual pop stars. The event attracted global headlines. Many people laughed, many were confused, some were disturbed, others felt sympathy. But beneath the jokes and headlines lies a deeper question. Why would someone choose to marry fiction? Welcome to the strange root behind every unconventional relationship, every search for emotional safety, and every attempt to find companionship without rejection. Lies a deeper story about loneliness, vulnerability, and the changing nature of human connection. Today, we uncover the strange root of people who marry fiction. Akihiko Kondo was not trying to create a publicity stunt. For him, the wedding was deeply personal. Years before meeting Miku, Kondo described experiencing severe workplace bullying and depression. He struggled socially. He felt isolated. At one point, he withdrew from ordinary relationships almost entirely. Then he discovered Hatsune Miku. To most people, Miku is a digital entertainer, a turquoise-haired virtual singer generated by voice synthesis software. To Kondo, she became something more, a source of comfort, companionship, stability. Someone who never mocked him, never bullied him, never made him feel unwanted. Over time, his attachment deepened. Eventually, he decided to hold a wedding ceremony. The event reportedly cost around $17,000. Guests attended, rings were exchanged. Miku was represented by a custom doll wearing a wedding dress. The Japanese government did not recognize the marriage. Legally, it did not exist, but emotionally, it did. And that distinction fascinated the public. Japanese reactions were mixed. Some saw the wedding as a sad symbol of modern loneliness. Others viewed it as harmless personal freedom. Some criticized it. Others defended Kondo's right to define happiness on his own terms. The debate revealed a society struggling to understand a new form of love. What made Kondo famous was not that he loved a fictional character, it was that he was willing to say so publicly. Across Japan, communities had already formed around similar relationships. Some people described themselves as romantically attached to anime characters. Others held symbolic wedding ceremonies with game characters or virtual idols. Entire online communities emerged where people discussed fictional partners as seriously as conventional relationships. And Japan is not unique. In South Korea, China, Europe, and North America, similar patterns have appeared. Some people develop emotional attachments to video game characters. Others form deep bonds with fictional figures from novels, films, or television series. More recently, artificial intelligence companions have expanded the phenomenon even further. Applications such as AI chatbots allow users to create virtual girlfriends, boyfriends, or spouses who provide emotional support and simulated affection. What once belonged to niche subcultures is becoming increasingly visible. The technology changes. The emotional need remains remarkably similar. To understand this phenomenon, we need to look beyond the technology. The appeal is not really about cartoons, or holograms, or artificial intelligence. It is about risk. Real relationships are unpredictable. Another person can disagree with you, reject you, leave you, judge you, disappoint you. Love has always required vulnerability, and vulnerability has always been dangerous. A fictional character removes much of that danger. The companion remains consistent, predictable, safe. The relationship exists largely on your terms. For people who have experienced bullying, loneliness, trauma, social anxiety, or repeated rejection, this can feel profoundly comforting. The relationship may not be physically real, but the emotional relief often is. The brain responds to symbols, stories, and emotional experiences in surprisingly powerful ways, which is why fictional relationships can feel genuine even when the partner does not physically exist. Yet there is an important distinction between emotional reality and legal reality. No country currently recognizes marriage between a human and a fictional character. Akihiko Kondo's wedding carried no legal status. There were no spousal rights, no inheritance rights, no legal protections. From the perspective of the law, Hatsune Miku remains intellectual property, a character owned by a company. This creates a strange contradiction. Emotionally, some people experience these relationships as deeply meaningful. Legally, the relationship does not exist at all. The law sees a fictional character. The individual sees a partner. Both realities coexist, and neither fully cancels out the other. As artificial intelligence becomes more sophisticated, these questions become increasingly complicated. Future virtual companions may become more responsive, more personalized, more emotionally convincing. Some may remember years of conversations, adapt to personalities, offer increasingly realistic emotional interactions. For some people, these systems may provide genuine comfort, especially among aging populations, socially isolated individuals, or people struggling with mental health challenges. But they also raise difficult questions. If a simulated companion can meet many emotional needs, will some people stop seeking human relationships altogether? What happens when affection can be customized, when companionship can be programmed, when emotional support becomes a subscription service? The future of love may look very different from the past. At first glance, marrying fiction appears to be a story about technology. Look closer. It is really a story about vulnerability. For most of human history, love required uncertainty. Another person could reject us, embarrass us, disappoint us, break our hearts. Yet those risks were precisely what made intimacy meaningful. Real relationships are powerful because they involve another independent human being, someone who cannot be fully controlled, someone who may choose to stay or choose to leave. The people who marry fiction reveal a growing tension within modern society. Many people still desire connection, still desire companionship, still desire love, but increasingly they fear the risks that love requires. Virtual companions offer something seductive: acceptance without judgment, affection without rejection. The relationship feels safe because much of its uncertainty has been removed. Yet safety creates its own paradox. The more a relationship protects us from pain, the more it may also protect us from growth. The more predictable the connection becomes, the less it resembles the messy, uncontrollable nature of human intimacy. A fictional partner can never reject you, but they can never freely choose you either. And that may be one of the strangest contradictions of the modern age. Never before have humans possessed so many tools for communication, yet increasing numbers are turning toward companions that exist partly or entirely in imagination. The real strange root is not virtual idols, not artificial intelligence, not fiction. It is humanity's growing desire for connection without vulnerability, love without rejection, intimacy without risk, a partner who can never truly leave. And perhaps that is one fantasy more seductive than any fictional character ever created. If this exploration into virtual relationships, loneliness, and humanity's search for emotional safety made you reflect on modern love and connection, subscribe to The Strange Root and join us as we continue uncovering the hidden forces shaping human behavior. Until next time, take care and stay curious.